Hi, it's Pastor Paul L. Anderson here at the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, where we believe God's blessings never stop flowing. It is Satisfaction Saturday. The satisfaction in knowing that God has kept us all throughout this week. We're now at the last day of the week, and God has been sure enough good to us. He has spared our lives. He has spared us from danger seen and unseen. He has been with us as we've traveled the dangerous highways and byways of life and the airways and the train trackways. God has been with us in all of our travels. He's been with us even as we've walked down streets and as we've walked down driveways and as we've been in public places. He has kept us in the midst of COVID-19 taking a surge going up. In the midst of monkeypox and everything else all around us, God has still kept us. And we can say, like the songwriter said, He's been so good. And because of His goodness, I want to ask you today to please look with me in the gospel according to St. Mark, the 10th chapter, verses 17 through 22. Mark's gospel, the 10th chapter, verses 17 through 22, a message that I have entitled Sold Out. Sold Out. It lets us see in this text that Jesus was starting out on his way to Jerusalem. Remember, Jerusalem was the place where the temple was. It was the place where the people of God came from all over. It was the place where not only the people of God came, but others came. It was a place in which you would find that as you were getting ready to make your way into the temple, at the outer courts and even around the city, there were people crying out alms for the poor. Everybody wanted something from someone else. But little did they know, God always had something for them. Many were asking for money. They were asking for all those things that they felt they needed that were essential for them. Those who yelled out alms for the poor, it was their way of having their own quote unquote social service system of providing for those who are in need, that people will give to those who had a need in their lives. Today, our text finds it a little bit differently. A man comes running up to Jesus and kneels down at him. You know, this text lets us see that as Jesus was making his way to Jerusalem, they knew where he was going. People from all around wanted to see him perform miracles. But there's this one man. He comes running to him. He kneels down before him and he says to him, "Good teacher, what must I do to inherit eternal life?" You know, this man was smart. You know, he had some good intentions, I do believe, because he came running to Jesus. He asked him, "What can I do to inherit eternal life?" That's a powerful thing when more of us would run to God, run to Jesus as a way to run from him. This man comes running up to him. He kneels down to show honor because he knows Jesus indeed is a great teacher. Little that he knows that Jesus is also God incarnate. He is the Messiah. He kneels down before him and he says, "What must I do to inherit eternal life?" The man sounds like he has a very honest and a very sincere request. He says, "I want to know, what do I have to do to inherit eternal life?" This man is smart. He knows that there's more to living than what he sees right now. He knows the longest point in time is eternity, not the temporary moments that we share here on earth. Then he says to him, after he asks the question, Jesus says, "Why do you call me good? Only God is truly good." The man says, "But I know you can help me." But Jesus says, "But I'm going to answer your question by asking you this. Do you know the commandments? You must not murder. You must not commit adultery. You must not steal." And he goes on and on and on. He asked the man, "Do you know the commandment?" The man says to him, "Teacher, I've obeyed all these commandments since I was a young child." That tells us about this man's integrity. This man has not only learned the word as a child, but he continues to follow it as a grown man. And the man replies, "I have done all of this since I was young." Jesus, looking at the man, he saw the genuine love that the man had for him, and he had genuine love for him. And Jesus tells the man, "You've done all of those external things." He says, "There's one thing that you haven't done. Go and sell all your possessions, give your money to the poor, and you'll have treasures in heaven. Then you can follow me." See, the man wanted to follow Jesus. And Jesus said, "If you really want to follow me, you must love me more than all the things that you have here on earth." He says, "If you sell all that you have, give it to the poor, you'll have treasure in heaven. And then when you do that, you can follow me." And the man's face fell, and he went away and sad, for he had many possessions. Well, the truth of the matter, this man wasn't sold out. He may have had many possessions, but the truth of the matter, his possessions had him. My brothers and sisters, is there anything that you and I love more than we love following Jesus? If so, it has us. We must ask ourselves the question, are we sold out for God? Do we mind giving it all up? I remember the song I heard many, many years ago that said, I lost it all to find everything. And when you and I let it all go, put it in the hands of God, and then help people, we'll find out that our greatest treasures are in heaven. You know, all that we possess here on this earth is only temporary, but the thing that is most important is eternal life. The man leaves with his head down. We don't know. Maybe the light bulb came on. Maybe the man decided to do what Jesus had asked. But for the moment, he was very saddened by what Jesus had to say. You know, what would be our response if Jesus said, can you give up your NFL pass and follow me? Can you give up your NBA pass and follow me? Can you give up the shopping? Can you give up the cars? Can you give up all the hobbies? Can you let those things go that you hold so precious and follow me? The question is in all of our hands. Will we give it all up and follow Jesus, or will we walk away with our heads hung down? I believe that you and I can say that we're sold out. God, I'll follow you no matter what the cost, because I know you paid the price for me at Calvary. Jesus died for us, and he paid the price. So all you and I have to do is follow him in love and obedience. I want to remind you that you are exceedingly and abundantly blessed. And this year of 2022, God has a blessing in store for you. So let's be sold out for him, that we'll be ready to do whatever he asks us to do. And I'll see you tomorrow in worship.
To sow a seed to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, visit our newly redesigned website, thefountainofraleigh.org, and select Sow a Seed from the homepage. Also, giving has been made easier with the new Fountain of Raleigh app, available now in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Download today, select Giving from the main menu, and then follow the directions to complete your giving through Subsplash.
Thank you so very much for all of your gifts and donations that you've given to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship. We thank you for what you've done in the past, what you're currently doing, and what you will do in the future. Your gifts and donations helps us to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ, not only locally, but throughout the world. Thank you again for your gifts, and may God continue to richly bless you. It is here at the Fountain that we believe that we are exceedingly and abundantly blessed, and may you receive those blessings that God has in store for you.